Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me, boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Friday, and welcome to not only my channel, but the weekend. And whoa, I hope everybody had a great week. If not a great week, then at least a good week. It's my first week back from my week vacation. It went okay. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'll leave that for Sunday. Tonight, I'm going to be recapping one of the two shows that I watched last night. I watched The Golden Bachelor and I watched part of Bachelor in Paradise. I have to finish watching Bachelor in Paradise, so I'm going to get into this week's episode of The Golden Bachelor right now. We start off the episode like we have the last few, and that is starting off with like a sadder moment from the episode. Get into this week's episode. It seems like the ladies, everybody, is either falling for Gary or is crazy about Gary, and Leslie is no exception because she's crazy for Gary. Who on the show isn't crazy for Gary? I think everybody's crazy for Gary. And listen, here, the ladies were in the pool and they were having fun. Listen, I have to tell you, I love this group of ladies together. I just think they're so supportive, and it's just so lovely seeing women past the age that Hollywood thinks like women, like women's attractiveness and women's lust for life and lust for love expires. I love seeing these women just being so supportive of each other, usually. But Ellen made a good point. Ellen was like, listen, nobody is into really like games anymore, like playing, she said mahjong, but probably like, she had said games, but the main thing of what she was saying was people just spend too much time on their phones. And it's true. We spend a lot more time on our phones than we do noticing what's going on in the world around us. I'm saying this as I talk into my phone. Hello. But she did make a good point. So all the ladies are under the impression that heading into hometowns, they're going to be 4 hometowns, which is fair to think because that's how it is every season. However, I'm thinking that because it is only an hour show, that is maybe why they changed it to 3 roses. So Jesse comes by, lets them know it's going to be 3 roses handed out and not 4. So that puts a little bit more stress and a little bit more strain on them to get a rose tonight. It is announced that there's going to be a magical, once-in-a-lifetime, one-on-one date. Leslie is kind of really hoping that it's her. And is it? No, it's not. It is Faith, which makes absolute sense because Faith had gotten the one-on-one, or had gotten the first impression rose, and she really hasn't had any one-on-one time with him. So I can completely understand. But once again, Leslie was upset because she was kind of upset because she thinks that he saved the date for Faith. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't even know if they know ahead of time, like, what the date is going to be about. I don't think that's the case at all. Plus, you just had the last one-on-one date. So how many do you think that you're going to get? Oh, this hair. Listen, I didn't blow dry my hair, so I just let it air dry, so it's flat as a mother. Okay, shut your mouth. I'm just talking about flat. So yeah, Leslie, you can tell she's getting jealous, and it's others might be getting jealous, but it's kind of hard for her to hide that. So the one-on-one, Faith finally gets it. I liked Faith from the beginning. So Gary picks her up. They go on a helicopter ride. This is nothing different because they usually at least once a season they do this. So they go for the helicopter ride. It's a big deal for Faith though, because Faith is scared of heights. Before he gets there, Gary says that Faith is the big question mark in this group because he feels like there's a connection, but he doesn't know if it's something that's going to blossom into romantical relationship that could carry on into the future, or if it won't, if it just fizzles out and dies. So is the connection real? And Faith kind of has that same thought too, like, I feel like there's something there, but I don't know if it's something that can carry on into the future. And the whole time while this is going on, Leslie is over here worrying about, she's getting a little jealous, and she's worrying about whether her heart is going to get broke. And she really wonders that and she's worried about that because, as we learn later on, she was cheated on. So that kind of triggers her a little bit. So back to the one-on-one. Like I said, Faith wonders about whether or not this is for real. So they're on this helicopter ride. They fly past the mansion, and while everybody is waving up at them, they're sucking face and kissing. So I mean, I feel like the connection is real. And then they do. Now this is where they're probably saying like this is a once in a lifetime thing, because they land the helicopter on this yacht. That was super cool. They landed on a yacht, and then they drink they pop the champs, and then they get into a super hot tub, as Faith said, a super hot tub. I don't know if that's how she says it, but she opens up really about her childhood. She had said that she did not have a mom, did not have a dad. She was a homeless teenager. She's had just like a lot of trauma, and that kind of makes her worry about being like abandoned, or just having like her past thrown in her face, or being judged about it. She opens up quite a bit to Gary, and Gary, like most times, Gary is like very protective and like, I'm not here to judge you, and I can see this flourishing. It was very nice. Faith gets the rose, and she says that she's falling in love with him. And Gary says, not to her, but Gary says, I don't think he says to her. No, I don't think he does. But he says she could be the one for me, which I wouldn't be against. I like Faith. So Faith gets back to the mansion, and she's telling the ladies about the date. The ladies that are kind of not really wanting any parts of it are Leslie and Ellen. I was surprised by Ellen. They really weren't happy. And Ellen even said something like, girlfriend, you're not that special. Ellen, come on. I mean, listen, everybody, don't be a Kathy. Don't be a Kathy, Ellen, please. Don't be a Kathy. Next was the group date. Group date was at an amusement park. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to ask a question. How is it that these ladies who were in their late 60s and 70s, Sandra is 75. She was able to stay awake at an amusement park. But Warwick from last season, from charity season, slept on the way home. How is that possible? So listen, I'm going to just say right now, Susan is a girl's girl. Susan is my favorite woman from this entire season. It's Susan. I'm going to say right now, I'm not going to do the spoiler right now, but I'm going to say it at the end. But Susan is a girl's girl. Susan is there for everybody. She's there to help Teresa curl her hair. She's there making, she's making meatballs. at 7 o'clock in the morning for the ladies. She's helping out. She's cheering everybody on. I love Susan. So the ladies, each lady gets a chance to talk to them. Teresa talks to Gary, and she says to Gary that she's falling in love with him. And she is not a person that would typically go on roller coasters, but she would ride any roller coaster if it meant to be with Gary. Gary says that they've had a strong connection from the start. Listen, I'm going to say this. Oh, and also, whenever she says that she's falling for him, Gary says that makes him feel very special that she says this. He doesn't say it back, but I don't know. Listen, I liked Teresa in the beginning. I don't know. There's something about Teresa that I'm like, I cannot put my finger on it of what it is, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is about her, but it's something that is making me like, I'm not going to say I don't like her, but I don't know. There's just something about her I'm not vibing with. So Leslie talks to Gary. She basically says that, listen, I have had a wall up most of my life because she has gotten hurt. She, I believe, was divorced twice, maybe. Was she the one that was divorced twice? But she basically, cries about him going on a date with Faith, which then triggers her being cheated on. And Gary was like, listen, I'm not going to, I would never do that to you. And she said she's crazy about him. She's like, you're so protective of me. When we went on our date, you were looking back at me, making sure I was okay. She's falling in love with him. And the part, honestly, the part that got me a little teary was when he said to her, when he whispered to her, "You're my girl." Oh my goodness. That melted my heart. It really did. But listen, now this is just an opinion. Whenever she said though that she's worried about getting cheated on, I can completely understand that. But this is the show. I mean, this is the premise of the show. You go on the show, and the guy that you're trying to end up with, in your life, is dating everybody else. It's kind of, he's kind of cheating on you here, but that's the show. But as soon as he said to her, "You're my girl," I was like, well, that's it. He's going to give her a rose for this group date. Ellen talks to Gary, and when she said, "I can't wait to be a teammate with you," I was like, that's odd phrasing. I don't know that I would have put it like that. She says she's falling in love with him. And after that, after they talk, like going into it, she was like, I don't know how well I feel about what's going to happen. Like, she wasn't that secure. But then afterwards, she was like, I feel secure, but I'm still scared. So, okay. Now, after we talked to everybody, I was like, I kind of thought in my head, I picked two that I thought definitely were not going to make it. And it kills me, but I really like Sandra a lot. And I thought, Sandra is not going to make it. And I thought, Susan is not going to be picked. Listen, put Susan in every Bachelor Nation program. Put her in everyone. I love that woman. She is maybe one of my favorite women from a bachelor from a bachelor show. She's definitely in my top 5. Absolutely. If not number 1. Put her in every Bachelor Nation show. Please and thank you. So for the date, he is supposed to give it a rose. He doesn't. He says that he can't do it. He needs to think about this a little bit more. So the rose ceremony comes up. We already have Faith that has a rose. So my prediction was the first rose was going to go to Leslie. It did. It went to Leslie. We only have 1 rose left. And it went to Teresa. I was shocked as hell. I mean, I said out loud, what? I could not believe that. The reason why is because, I don't know, at the very beginning when he went on his one-on-one date with Teresa, there was that hope and that connection, but over the last few weeks, or the rest of the season, I don't know that I saw it grow. I don't know. I was shocked. I was really shocked by that. So Susan, Sandra, and Eleanor are gone. Susan had left, Sandra had left. Ellen was still standing in line, and I was like, wait a minute. Is she going to try and pull a George Costanza where he's let go and then he just goes back into work the next day and tries to sit in the back of like a staff meeting? But then she was the last to leave, and he was like, can I walk you out? And it was very classy, and basically you could tell she was trying to hold it in, and she was really trying to hold it in. But then she let it out a little bit, like she was gonna cry. She got in that car though, the vehicle, and I thought she was kind of stone cold. Like, I mean, I don't know. She said that she was shocked. Maybe she wasn't really showing that much emotion because she was so shocked. But I was I don't know. I think I might be the only person who was like not crying because like of her reaction. Like if she would have been crying hard, then I would have been crying. But she was, I don't know. She was kind of stone cold in that moment. So I don't know. We'll see. So the remaining 3 are Faith, Leslie, and Teresa. To be honest with you, I think it's going to come down to Leslie and Faith. I think Faith is going to take it. I would be super, super surprised if Teresa makes it to the finals. I'm really going to try my hardest not to go online and look on Reality Steve to find out what happens, because in the past I would have done that, but I'm not going to do that. Now, in regards to Susan, listen, I know I said Joan would be a great Golden Bachelorette. She would. A lot of people are now saying because Ellen's gone, Ellen would be a great one. I'm going to tell you. Here's who I think should be the first Golden Bachelorette. To be honest with you, I think it should be Susan. Susan is a girl's girl, and everybody loved Susan. Like, I believe Susan was a fan favorite. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, though. I think Susan is a fan favorite. So I would love if they made, producers are not going to see this. I'm a small, sometimes I don't like saying that phrase of content creator. I don't have a huge voice on this platform, which is fine by me. They're not going to see this, but seriously, if somebody could get this to them, please, producers of all things Bachelor Nation, all things Bachelor related, please make Susan the first Golden Bachelorette. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if it was Joan, but honestly, please. She's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Susan. Please make it Susan. So with that being said, let me know in the comments, were you surprised by this elimination? Also, who do you think is going to be in the top two? Who do you think is going to win it? So with that being said, I hope somebody told you that they love you. If not, what the hell? I love you. Everybody in this community loves you. And you're always loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and understanding out there. Please take care of one another. Listen, these are unparalleled, crazy times. Please, no matter where you're at, be aware of your surroundings, and please, please, please stay safe. And I love you guys, and I will definitely see you tomorrow with a recap and rant of Bachelor in Paradise. I gotta rewatch that. I gotta watch it tonight and finish it tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.